Alright, and we're back again. Except for my frame rate is garbage? Okay, that's better. Alright, I have no idea what that was about. Probably loading in or something. Anyway, we're back, and the frame rate's nice. And I just dropped in from the previous level, Museum, and we are now on Streets, which is the first real level of the game. It still is going to be slow, and it's still very environmental, and much of the game is. It's not a high action game. It can be played as a high action game, but especially the way I'm going to be playing it, going through it as an analysis, is definitely not going to be very high action. Also, I'm going to be kind of avoiding, needless death in the game, so which is not usually what you see out of videos in this type of game. Anyway, I'm going to jump into the level here. Cool music. I hear flies. I'm in garbage, and there's just a bunch of like boxes and garbage. We've seen these ones before, but there's also this piece. I just want to point it out because this is kind of a weird piece in the game. It looks very out of place, kind of cartoony. Might be directly from what is the game? Hover Junkers, which is another game that Stress Level Zero made. And here's our first entity, who's hiding in a little corner there. Hey, little guy. Where are you? Where did you get to? Huh. I don't know where that one went. Or did he just sneak by us and get over here? Thought this was a different one, but oh. Hello, little guy. So, this guy's a little, toy. He's a little cat toy. Basically the outside there's a torque on one of the objects, which causes, in turn, the outside to move, so he spins and moves. That being said, when I'm holding the outside, you'll see that it feels like just his head's moving, because that's all that can move. You can see that I can, prevent it from moving by having my hand in the space. It's just a little physics toy. And these guys are known as Null Rats. It's little null entity rat things that exist in this world. And here's our first ragdolls that we run into. This is, these guys are nullmen, and these guys are like the programs of the world here. And I'm not going to mess with these guys too much, any of them if I can avoid it. They go through enough as it is, trust me on this. If you ever just go online and search for Boneworks videos, a lot of them, I'm not going to say most of them, but a lot of them involve just torturous things done to nullmen and to Fords, who are people like you and me, or at least like me. So, we've got a lot of mobility still. Except for now we get to kind of prove it in an area that feels a little bit more real. We're still dealing with a lot of grid textures and stuff. We will see these throughout the game, but the game kind of has differing layers of it, and you'll see things more filled in as we progress through certain areas. And yet it is a world. This is different than what we've been dealing with before. By the way, I love the skybox. We'll explore this in closer detail once we have some of the dev tools unlocked. I'm not, I specifically didn't have them unlocked on this save because I didn't trust myself not to use them, and I feel that it's probably better to explore this game kind of the critical path first, before kind of exploring all of the little nooks and crannies and all of the extremely cool stuff that you can do post-game. So, and I would just definitely start using it. I'd be like, oh no, I want to check this thing out and show you this. So, which is why I also sometimes think that maybe I should have done it that way, but I didn't. So we can always change it in the middle, or I can revisit this in another video, or I could just do another video right after this. Who knows? So I'm climbing up here. This isn't part of critical path or anything. This is not something that you would do normally, but I just wanted to make a point that, like, they hide ammo everywhere in this game. And again, ammo is the prime collectible in this game. This is how you do the major unlocks, is by collecting ammo. This is not going to be my ammo run. I don't want to bore you guys, like, finding every little nook and cranny, but that was a good catch. Woo! Alright. There's no falling damage, but it's fun to catch. So, what do we got? So, this area is the playground, and this is one of many nods to the Half-Life series. And indeed, it serves the same purpose as the playground in the Half-Life series, which is to prove that physics exists, and to further establish that in the game. I want to talk about Half-Life 2 for a moment, because when that game came out, everyone takes physics for granted in games now. When Half-Life 2 came out, that was not the case. There was not a bunch of little toys everywhere. There were not physics. You couldn't like drop a ball and have it like bounce and do things. Like you had very specific actions you could do, and that was the extent of it. And it was all programmed and kinematic stuff. And then Half-Life 2 comes in with the Havoc engine in tow, and just starts showing us that we can build these things that you can interact with, these toys. And in that game, you were just like touching it and hitting space to spin it by. You don't have actual hands, but now you do, and this type of design is just taken for granted. But still, now that you're in VR, this type of design isn't yet taken for granted. We're not in AAA land in VR yet. Thankfully, really. Like, this is the time to get into VR if you're an indie right now, because you're going to get in ahead of the big boys. So I love this rope because it's honest. So this rope, normally in games, you would do a rope in a similar way. You'd have like a couple nodes, and then between them you would do probably a Verlet integration. That's probably a good one to use for basically making a wiggle between nodes is what it does. And it's a pretty cheap way of doing it, and it gives the rope more of a rope feel. But like, instead of doing that, they just had, because you have to deal with the physics of that, and like you might not be able to grab in the middle without, further collision stuff. They just decided to make these things out of rebar, and I'm not even sure if they actually use a connection here. This may indeed just be the geometry itself being used. Possibly. The reason I say that is because I've gotten their toruses caught in each other before, like their large toruses, and they do tend to behave like that. Now, this might just actually look like that and then have a joint in the middle, and that's fine too, but at least this explains why it's so stiff. It's because it is stiff. It's rebar. We got a cute little working bell up here. We'll have to make one of those at some point. That'll be good show to do like sound stuff on, right? Is like make a ringing bell. That'll probably be the next one. I think that's a good next one, actually. In keeping in touch with, and maybe we can get some hands working on it too, or something. Maybe not. We'll see. Physics is so good. It feels like everything is right in this game. It's just so cool. I want to note that this is the second recording I've done tonight. I may have already said this, but basically the first recording, I had the Steam VR logo on the screen the whole time, and so I'm redoing it. But the first time through, I did have a funny jank situation in the beginning where I actually managed to get my hand stuck underneath like that and then like skirted around, but it wasn't exactly that, but it was that type of situation. And what else do we got here? So again, I'm not going to go after all the ammo, but they hide it everywhere, including the trash cans. You'll start to feel like a dumpster diver by the end of the game. I just love the physics in this game, because like I just dump that on my face and it hits my face. Alright. So... So, I want to show this area. You can basically skip through there. You don't have to come in from the front area. You can explore around this area, but you can also like sequence break. Like this door, you normally basically go through down that way, come out this way, come back into this building, look out that way, and then come out here. But you can also just ghetto through by grabbing this door and climbing over. And actually, I didn't point it out in the museum, but on one of the walls in the museum, they mentioned that cheating's okay. Like that's they expect you to get out of where you're expected to be. But even beyond the extents of most games, like there's a lot of places that you can get out of the level in this game, and it kind of almost revels in it, almost like getting out of like the top of the level in Super Mario Brothers on the second level. So I love these canisters. This is stuff that you run into when you're inside of a computer world, right? Errors, discarded code. Warning may contain malicious viruses. And we've got these memory dumps here. These are 256 megabyte storage capacity. Wow, that's 256 megabytes. Takes a lot of space in this world. And then we've got these things which are void filters, I guess. Not that I know what a void filter does or where it's filtering it or what it does with it, but I think that's what they actually are. So, is there anything? Oh, this toy. I didn't even touch this on the video last time, so let's play with it this time. So we've got tools. We've got this like little cart thing, and it's a little forklift, and you can press up to make it go up, and you can press down to make it go down, and it works pretty good too. Like you can kind of direct it into or under a thing, and then you can just, and then you can pull it out, and so like the thing is, in the old days, like when I was growing up. Games were my life, and 2D games were all that was out there. Like I'm not saying that there weren't 3D games, but they were few and far between. They were considered special things, right? And so I always wanted to just make sprites move. I just wanted to move pixels around, like push pixels around. There's where pushy pixels comes from, right? And I find myself as a modern game developer as more of a engineer / like toy maker. Like you build things that are functional now. That have physical form and operate like physical objects, but now they're virtual. Like they don't exist in the real world, and yet they have all the properties that you'd expect of something in a real world, other than some tactile features. And it still has some of that stuff. Like when I grab this and I shake it back and forth, it actually shakes like I get haptic feedback just on doing this. Like there's really good haptic feedback in this game. When I hit the buttons, I feel it in my hands. It's just really amazing stuff. Now obviously it's not pushing my hands away, but it still feels really good. Oh, here we go. We've got particle waste here too. You know, that happens a bunch. Don't want too many particle effects, otherwise you get particle waste. So I'm gonna go back around here and back this way and continue on the path through the level. So I love the art in this area, so I'm going to just kind of go over a little bit. First off, there's this really cute one, which is like the sensors from the CV1 The Rift made into a smile. And then we've got like the not head crabs, but HMD crabs. These are the headsets that you haven't seen yet. They're very much like a head crab actually, but and again homage to Half-Life. But I love the art here, and there's WASD as blocks, which I just think is super cute. There's a couple of references to duck season here, between the cat and the dog here, and some watermelon, that interesting dude. And we've also got now we've got some Z fighting here actually, and I don't think it's intentional. This is just it happens, right? Because these things can't be right on the wall. Unfortunately, I guess they are right on the wall. But then we also have this Null Man, and like he looks like the ones we've seen so far right on the ground. So this immediately should make you think, oh yeah, that's a Null Man. But then we also have this neat looking dude here that you'll see later. He looks happy. Look at that toothy grin. And we have more props. I forgot if we've read Melon Belly before, but hand-grown void melons, fermented in time pods for infinity, extracted with pure light. The drink Monogon doesn't want you to have. So we've got, you know, more story / background stuff that's hidden there. I also love this one. I don't know if I mentioned this one before, but buffer. Like, all of these things do chemical reaction stuff to people, and so do the foods and stuff. So it's not water, it's buffer, it's chemical buffer. So this is what you have between things to not die from it, I guess, or to get it through your system. We got another toy here. This is a little tether ball, and again, this is basically like one of those kinetic sculpture balls that was in the previous level, right? Except for this one is now actually like a physical object. This is the other one was abstract, and this one, even though it's still abstract, you can tell this is a tether ball. Now, it doesn't actually wrap around, which is unfortunate. Can't really play the real tether ball on that, but it is fun to kick it around, and you can grab it, and you can also see the extents of, like, if you get it too far away, it will just snap out of your hands. I'm assuming your hands probably just have a maximum grip strength or something. Alright. So, let's continue our tour of streets. Alright, so lots of fake doors in the game, all over the place. We've got different styles of fake doors all over the place, and I will start showing, I'll start pointing them out, but you can also pretend that they might have been real doors at some point, or portals, because this is like a MMO type world that you're in, supposedly. But it also could have been something in there. But of course, as a game, it's just a decal. It's just like, hey, let's just pull some cubes out this way, texture them with some cement here, and then just slap a door right there. And you can't. It doesn't even have a handle, so you don't even have to worry about that. But they have some that have handles. They revel in it. Like they're like, hey, you know, fake doors are funny. So you'll run into a few of them, and I'll be pointing out the funnier ones here. But you've got cool places: Lambert Lecture Hall, Material Density, Geometry Distribution 101, Chamber of Chamber Commerce, whatever that means, Projectile Economy. Memory allocation and creative coding. That sounds cool. Let me in. All right. So, no, and now I'm just gonna edge past this guy. He's just having a little nap. We don't really need to bother him. He doesn't bother me, so I don't bother him. So as I was saying, you can find a lot of videos with people just abusing those guys, but I'm going to be avoiding. I'm not going to be avoiding combat 100%. And I'm not going to be completely non-sadistic, because I'm going to have to show how damage is shown on the bodies and certain things like that. And so I will be doing damage to virtual people, violence against virtual people, in the interest of being complete in an educational context. Most of the doors you can just push open. This is a matter of convenience, and it also means that you can like shoulder through them because you have a full body. But they also typically have handles that you can grab too. So some of them even work a little bit. Like this one actually does work a little bit, but doesn't need it. It doesn't actually block the door or anything. So this is kind of the first puzzle of the game, like the first official, oh, you have to solve this. Not really much of a puzzle. There's a lock here, there's some bricks there, they give you some ideas, and even if you didn't figure that out, you can just climb up over this too. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the bricks because I want to use the bricks. So we're just gonna bam, bam, there we go, broke it. And they even have a little like lock here because playtesters couldn't handle it, you know. Whenever I see like excessive stuff, I just assume that it's from some good playtests. I love physics. So, basketball. I'm really bad at basketball, but I want to point out that you can kind of, sort of dribble in this game. And the other thing is, like, I like that you have an actual body. So, like, I can use my body to push things along, I can kick things with my legs accidentally too. That's not so great. But I don't have to actually touch the grip or anything. I can just hit with my hand. I can hit with my forearm and elbows. And I can also, like, I'm a physical object. Like, I can bounce the ball off my chest or off my head. And this is all because I have a fully simulated body. Like, we could compare this to Alex, and you can't do any of those things. Half-Life Alex, you're just a pair of floating hands for the most part. And that's okay. I'm not dissing Alex, by the way. I'm going to have to do a video series on Alex as well because it's incredible. But it's incredible in a different way than this game. Like, this game is very organic and feels like a world that you're exploring. Half-Life is very much like Disneyland, like you're being run through the rat maze, but through just tremendous art, just beautiful art throughout the entire game. I can't throw worth anything. Alright, let's see what we got here. Come on! Oh, that was almost a cool move. Woo! I can dunk, I guess. Ah. Come on! There we go. Maybe I can't dunk. Come on. There we go. Woo! Basketball. See, this isn't even a basketball game, and it has better physics than any VR basketball game I've played so far. So, I'm just going to point out, I'm not going to get so close that I bum this guy out, but null bodies, they have little spawn points and stuff. You can assume that this is where they come from, or they just get generated there or teleported in from there. We got another happy little null body here. I'm just going to push my way through this stuff. Oh, no. Okay, I actually got your attention that time. Here, come down, please. Just down the stairs, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, good man, good man. Alright, just stay down there. Cool. Alright, which was the middle one? That was it! I'm so good. Alright. We got more storyline coming in through here. We'll be raffling away many valuable virtual collectibles. The grand prize for what? The grand prize. The grand prize for one lucky employee is an authorization promotion. This promotion will grant additional authority and permissions. I guess that's what this is. Authority and permissions. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna put that in my shoulder. So we've come down this way. That's the area that we were at before. Alright. So we've got a bunch of trash cans here, and there's a reason for it. There's a little thing at the end here. Oh, yeah. I'm good at dodging. But yeah, it's a turret, and luckily these things are bulletproof, and also they cover your face, so this thing don't shoot at me unless my face is uncovered for whatever reason. So we're just gonna walk in through here. Wait, what? Is that guy still after me? No, dude, don't even. All right, here, hold on, we gotta do some work. Oh shoot. That was dumb of me. Let's just turn this thing off first. This is gonna hurt someone. Come on. Alright, so... Here, come here. Come here, man. Alright, I don't want to hurt you. Just get over here. Just come on in. Come on in. Yeah, just keep going. There we go. Yeah, just keep walking this way. You can do it. Okay, good boy, good boy. All right. Just stay there. So, this is another little toy. And I'm just going to be over here so that he doesn't figure me out. He might have a star, so we'll see. But yeah, so this thing is another, what I'm talking about, like again, gone from pixel pushing to like hardware engineering and making toys. So like this is a toy, and you hit the button and it pops out all the things, and this is a separate object, this is a separate object, they're connected by physics and a little motor thing. And, oh shoot, hello. Okay, you actually made it through there. Okay, cool. Huh. Just stay over there. Huh, that was weird. See, he left me alone. See, he's a good guy. These guys always surprise me. Oof, it scared me. So yeah, this thing also has a little bump fire thing that you can do, and I think it actually hit my leg. Or maybe I hit my fender. How did I do it? How did I accidentally do that? Okay, whatever. But yeah, so this thing's a toy. And we're gonna have to build complex toys like this, but I mean, this is built out of smaller toys, right? Like, technically, that red button is one of our little buttons there. And we just need to have that button on an object to make a complex object. And I also like that it appears to have a speaker, so I guess it doesn't actually like make the sound, it just has a sound emitter. I don't know, I think that's cute. So, that's so excellent. Thank you for staying there. Oh, I wanted to show one more thing. Doesn't matter. So, here we go, we've got, key here, but I actually don't strictly need it. Wait, I dropped it though. Because I've got a friend on the inside. Watch this. Hey, buddy. Can you hit it? Come on, hit the button. Hit the button. You can do it. Come on, hit the button. Oh, he missed it. Naturally, on my other video, he did just fine. But come on, you can let me in. Let me in. You can do it. I know you can do it. Okay. Alright, he's not gonna do it. I don't want him to hurt himself. You okay? You okay, buddy? Here, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Alright, cool. Keep following me, keep following me. Just right to the ramp. Good, good. See you later. See you. Alright. So, blue key. And again, like, everything is really physical in this game. Like, I could just, like, you could think, oh, I can pick this up, right? And you can even see that's a forced pull. But I mean, like, I can grab the mouse, I can grab the monitor, I can grab the whole freaking desk and just kick it over, because screw desks. And screw that computer that was behind it. It's broken now. I hate this computer too. Die. Alright. Got another one of these binders, no texture map on it. So this is basically the button we made last night, except for the horizontal version. Now, I say basically, but you can see this is a much better constructed button than what we made. And we should probably improve our button at some point. And I promise that we will actually come through and kind of do an art pass and actually make it a little bit more robust. Like this one, you can't push it out, so that's nice. And this one stops at the end, so that's nice, as opposed to just like sinking into the assembly. And it's got art, you know, like it's actually got a look to it. So that's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and raise this up because this is part of our critical path here. I'm not going to move this one because the button down there does the same thing and it's more impressive from that angle. And I'm going to go ahead and move this down halfway so that we don't have to deal with those turrets. And yet still have access to that area. So moving forward, we're going to go ahead and put the blue into here. And open this door and continue forward into the rest of streets. Well, there's still a lot of streets left. So here's our first, like, kind of story event that happens in the game. These guys just come out of the woodwork and just start killing all of the null men. Come on, null men. Oh no, they're doing so. Oh, you're in such a worse position. This is horrible. This is a slaughter. Last time they got one of those dudes. I was so proud of the Nullmen. They actually got one of those dudes. But I'm not just gonna watch people get mowed down right now. So we've got a bunch of cool again, like the environment map things. These are the like cube maps that are just being rendered onto these objects. And we've also got these this really cool diorama here, which is kind of story related, and I like that they have like doors for scale and stuff, and we have another vending machine. with weapons of destruction, which I could be using, but again, I don't really think I'm going to need any for this stage. As I said, I am going to go over... I am going to have some death on this, but I'm going to save it for when, like... First of all, I like to do it against actual combatants, like those guys, rather than the nullmen. But, like, even if it's nullmen, I'd rather it be the ones that are actually jerks to me most of the time. So, you know what I mean. These guys on the first level, this is like picking on Goombas, and it just feels bad in real life. I mean, like, you know, the ones from Mario Brothers, not like a slang or something. So, oops, that's not what I even wanted. Give me that. It's on my foot. There we go. So I'm gonna break this open just to show that you can. This is kind of just a switchback, not that the level really needs one, but we can just break this open and then pull this open, and we can now go through this. And again, we can just climbed over this earlier and skipped all that stuff that we went through, but I wanted to show the turret and a few other things. Oh yeah, there's a decal that when I hit something on this, it caused a decal, but it went off the surface here, so it looks a little strange just floating there, but that stuff happens sometimes. So, here's the button I was talking about. This is a fun one. Watch this, I just love this. Yeah. It's fun on screen, but hidden in real life, like... To talk about scale, like, when you're playing on a screen, you have no sense of scale. And games don't even necessarily have to have the right scale for them to be good. Like, if you go back to older 3D games, you will see very large doors or very small doors in places, and it doesn't even look wrong in a third-person game. And it looks kind of wrong in a first-person game. But in VR, it's immediately obvious how big something is. Like, it is the actual size that it is. And so, like, this is like a meter across. Like, I can see it here. And, like, this thing is so tall. Like each of these containers, like, I was walking by them across horizontally, so you can tell how big they are. But, like, this is huge. And these things are so heavy, and they just knocked over concrete. And you can even just take it back and forth if you want to here. And it feels like concrete. I don't know. It's just so weird to just see all this stuff happening in the world. And we have all this need of physical simulation now that we actually have VR. Like, before it was just like a little bonus, and now it's become very important to flesh out the worlds that we're exploring. Oh yeah, I didn't actually show this, but like these guys also kind of operate like the portal turrets. Whereas if they fall over, they... Oh, it's actually... That's interesting, the self-writing in the initial thing. I'm just gonna watch it. Very cool. But then if they get knocked over, like this, they just shoot a bit, and then they pack themselves up. Kind of cute. So, there's another alternate path kind of through the level. Honestly, going through this would be difficult the first time, and I don't think there's much reason to do it, but you can. And you can also go back through up there, like I climb up. Actually, I'm going to climb this up because I want to show you this rig. This is a good rig. So, like, this is the unstable... So I've got, like, these pieces on the top here that are kind of questionable here. I don't know if this is the totally unstable one, actually, but this is, let me see if I can knock the whole thing over. Nah, I don't think I can pull this one over. Oh, maybe I can. I'm amazing. Alright. Got more lockers. Alright. They all still work. But they had some ammo in there and stuff. So, yeah, I'm just gonna try to get through this. There we go. Kind of push him away. Hello. Oh, so tempted to just push that over, isn't it? But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to resist it. Oh yeah, we got another version, but this time without the diagrams on it. This is just the Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, but with the Monogon branded Nullman, which is kind of cool. So here's the first big puzzle room in the game. This is the first and kind of really only big puzzle room. I don't know. Like the game is a story primarily. But this one is kind of an interesting, and again, like most of the puzzles, there's a lot of solutions. So I'm just gonna kind of go through them. But we're not actually in it yet. This is just the way into it so far. So if I go down here and just grab this and start climbing. Now the funny thing is, I'm not actually climbing right now. It may look like I'm climbing, but it feels a little different to me. It just feels, it's hard to put your finger on it the first time through. But if you actually look around, I'm actually dragging the top portion down. Like, watch. I can just slide it down by pushing hard. But yeah. Kind of a cute little, you know, breach of expectations. So... Alright. Maybe I shouldn't do the puzzle all the way. Nah, let's show the whole thing. So again, if you were planning on playing this game and you care about like puzzles and stuff and you don't want any of that, you should probably get out of this video, watch it later. But if you probably aren't going to play this game, or if you're like VR's out of the way for me or whatever, do watch and just see the kind of things that are going on. And maybe you hate this game, you're like, this is terrible, but it's still fascinating from a game design standpoint. Definitely keep watching. If you're like that, then you're like, oh, okay, I can learn from this, but I don't like it. Then you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to just put that down here, and that's going to weigh this portion down. And that gives you some leeway down below. Like there's as I said, there's a few different ways to do things, but so this is also, remember this area because we're gonna revisit it later, maybe. And but yeah, this is like the recycling chamber, right? And it's dumping down into this like sludge of void energy or whatever down there. So let's go ahead and just grab this thing and start moving it. So this is kind of a lot of rigging here, right? So like this thing's got the ability to slide forward, but we've also got these like trap doors which are held by it going underneath them. But also if they get knocked open, like while you're pulling it across, it will jam this up too. Like this is a physical rig, so it will actually get jammed up by physical problems. But it's a pretty well designed rig. It's got the little like curved ramp here so that it can push these things back open if they're open. Here, I'm gonna try and artificially create that scenario maybe. Let's just see what we got. Just gonna put this like right on the edge here and slide it over. Ah, too much. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna just try and time it out. There we go. See, and this time they got caught on the sides, but like. Let's see if I can get it to catch in the middle. Maybe not. But yeah, it's a pretty cool system. Poor guys. No one ever said Nullman was terribly smart, and that makes it all the sadder. Alright, so this has little walk signs that you can go across. There was a lot of graffiti that actually wasn't in the first version of the game. They kind of kept adding little hints here and there. And they added some platforming stuff up here. I'm not entirely sure why. But it gives you even more options on how to solve the puzzle. But you've got this box here. They have the little box to put the box on there, and we're going to use this box to make this thing open. And we can climb up there and go across. We can grab that box, put it under here, right where it says box, and go across. But again, you have more mobility in the game than the game lets on. There we go. Just scramble up the top there. And there we go. Made it through. So, everyone listen carefully, because this is going to be the first time that we have like our first true narrative content. Like, there's been a little bit of like, you know, narration on the speakers, but this is going to be the most personal moment that we've had in the game so far.
Yo, Arthur, over here. How are you still in the city? The board's calling an emergency meeting for all Monogon employees. All of MythOS is on lockdown. It's crazy over here. I have no idea how you weren't kicked. Like, nobody else can log in. The system clock being frozen might have something to do with it. So if you can make your way to the core tower, you might be able to manually restart it and let us back in.
All right, cool. So Hayes is here. He's talking to us, Arthur. We've now established that our name is Arthur. This is actually the first time you hear the name. And he seems friendly enough, and he has a message for us about the core clock tower and some other storyline stuff. And his monitor can be broken too. They're a little bit tougher than the rest of the monitors. They always take 2 hits. But that's because they can be broken even when you're talking to them, and so they don't want to just accidentally break it very easily. So here we have a different thing. Anyone still in Myth? Something's gone critically wrong with internal security. Other boards may be compromised. If you're reading this, get to the time tower. Is the only known working resurrection safe location in Myth. Hayes. So Hayes has 2 messages for us right here. Now, again, these clipboards, something interesting that I really like as a pattern. They have been doing content drops for this game, and the very first time you play through the game, some of these clipboards are blank. Well, actually, most of them are blank. Each update, they filled out more of the clipboards, and there's, like, the last level is still basically where all the clipboards are left, and they're going to fill those in with the next couple content updates, which I think is really cool. So this is our first, like, weapon cache, and this thing is kind of cute because it's like a spring-loaded thing as soon as you do the little, you know, handle thing. Oops. And so we got a gun here. Again, cool stuff, how everything handles. Do I not have... Oh, interesting. I must have gotten rid of my keys at some point. Oh yeah, that's right, I put one in. I thought I had a gold key with me, though. Interesting, I'll have to look out for that next time to see if it actually pulls it from my inventory, or look at the video and find out that I did indeed already get rid of it. So here we go, we got another lock here. You can use rifle butts just as much as you can use anything else. Or the front of them, whatever you want to use. Just as long as a blunt impact of some kind. So I want to note that, like, a lot of these assets are actually modifications of pre-existing assets on the asset store. I'm fairly certain I've seen this one in a pack before, and please note, I'm not criticizing at all. Like, asset store is how you make games when you're small companies and when you're individuals now. It gives you access to the things that you can't make. If you aren't a programmer, you can get access to programming resources. If you aren't an artist, you can get access to artist resources. If you are an artist and you still need more art, you can do that. Same with it as a programmer. And so the thing is, they still customized it. They still made it their own by adding the Monogon, you know, high-density collision blocker, you know, approximately 900 kilograms. And it gives you a hint as to how heavy the thing actually is. And you might think, oh, this is just static geometry. But it's actually not. It can be moved. It's just very heavy. I can prove it better with the dev guns, but I don't have them right now, again. We'd be taking so many asides with those tools, and again, I want to kind of focus on critical path first. So here we go. This is that area that we had that practice for in the little remote control land. It's like, and we've got all these messages, hey, stop, look, warning, look up. Just in case you didn't notice the guy getting sucked up before when you were spending too much time pointing out that they had added a texture map to something. So it has a little walk thing, so this is the safe area, but I'm just gonna like walk in the non-safe area so we can see what happens, you know, just kind of saunter down the main street here. Oh, what is that over there? Just gonna keep sauntering. Uh-oh. No, don't get me. Okay. I'm gonna step over here. Hello. Alright, I made it. So there's little things hidden down that direction, and there's actually I want to show one of the things. There's like, it's interesting they have like some other assets here. Like these are different textured cement blockers here, and we've got like some much lower polygon like trash and trash can things. Like they might have been from an earlier version. They might be here just to point out that like this city has been around for so long that it originally looked different. So these are like older assets and stuff. Just interesting little things though, and it's funny that they're completely different art style. You can see that they're kind of like the bilinear filtering is off on them, so they're just flat nearest neighbor filtered. Monogon coffee cup. Alright, just gonna run across here. Don't get me, don't get me. Actually, I do want you to get me. Get me. It's something I want it to happen. Hello? No, you want to. How's it going? Oh, shoot, hello. God, you scared the crap out of me. Sorry, I had forgotten I'd piss you guys off. You guys are gonna go for a trip, though, if you're here with me. I'm telling you right now. If this thing will ever figure out that we're here. Alright, cool, it's coming. Is it gonna get me or you guys first? It's gonna get all of us, probably. Oh no, I'm sorry, dude. Oh man, that looks painful. You know, I just realized, you know, they're going into the grinder, probably. Oh well. Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. Okay. So anyway, they always talk about these rules about VR, like you're not supposed to move the player. Well, you know, to heck with that. Move the player. Have cool stuff happen. Bounce him around. See what goes on. Woo! Again, if you have motion sickness, maybe don't do this game first. So yeah, but if you look down here, this actually is a slide, and it actually eventually does slide down into that room we were at before, where you dump into the void. And it's actually very hard to get out of it if you fall down that hole. But if you're up here, which is pretty easy to get to anyway, you can just be up here and look around and kind of get a overview of how the world looks from up above. And then you can also just jump right back down into the gameplay. I'm just gonna see if I can get right onto this way there. Woo! Oh yeah, easy jump. Hello. All right. So this is actually, from the very beginning of the game, there was a door that closed on us. This is the door that closed on us. I'm just pointing that out, that they have, like, connections to other areas. It's really hard to know this until you have the dev guns to actually fly around and see what was on the other side of it. But there are some differences, and it's interesting to compare them. That's just some more ammo just hidden there. We've got this stuff that can damage you if you're in it. And, again, more props and stuff that we've seen in many times before. This is like a spawn closet that was like the ones that the enemies are coming in. I'm going to actually show you down here because it's fun. Alright. Alright. Where do we go from here? Leave Myth OS. Void. What if this is just a tech demo? This is the classic. So they put this in because everyone was saying, what if this game's just a tech demo? Because a lot of games in VR are tech demos, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, you could argue that, so here, they hit each other, so this is great. So, because they hit each other, you can see that they've got damaged shoulders, like they've got a little, a decal that makes it so they don't render their wireframe in the place that's damaged. It's kind of cool, and they have a little red, splotch around it. We'll have to investigate how to do something like that at some point. It looks like it would be a lot of fun, actually. So, I'm gonna go ahead and move through them here before they kill each other. Come on, guys. You guys are gonna kill yourselves, all right? Poor dudes. They just don't know better. All right. So here we go. They have this big globe, which is just a scaled-up version of the small globe, I'm sure. And since it's heavier, it is harder to move, but you can move it. Guy fell over for no reason, like pretty much literally. So you've got this this play area here. So this has like a bouncy feel to it, and you can kind of like climb up on things and move things around. Just gonna go ahead and push this against the wall. Let's jump up here. Alright. So there's like a collectible down here. I'm gonna actually grab it because we haven't actually grabbed any collectibles before, so that you can get the full experience. So here we go. This is one of the little geometric shapes here. This allows you to spawn it in the sandbox modes, and also using the utility gun once you get it unlocked in the single player. And so this is limited by inventory space, but like I've had scenarios where I've had my whole inventory space still, and I still wanted to have a collectible, so I just put it in a hand and just, you know, keep that hand full the whole time. All right, that was close. All right, let's just try and get on top of this. Come on, there we go. All right. This is a tricky... Yeah, I'm bad at this. But if I was not bad at this and I went across this whole thing, that up there is the box that has the balloon gun in it. So that gives us more access. So I'm going to give it one more shot just so that we have a balloon gun if we can get it. Because it would be cool if we had it. And I think it'll be worth one more shot. But this is a cool little puzzle, right? And again, these have the cube maps going on, and they're grabbable on the sides, which means we can kind of like probably maybe do some kind of grab. No, that's not going to work as well. All right, let's get back up here. I'm gonna have to get on top of it. All right, on top of it, surfing it. Yeah, it's so tricky. Because when you push, like, it pushes out from under you. I should probably put something across them, actually. I've got it just by going really slow, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Alright, we just pushed that open and actually didn't break this glass for once. That's surprising. Lots of glass. I'm gonna go ahead and get up here because there's a couple things I want to point out that are cute. And excuse me. Sorry about that. Just dry throat. Alright. Stay up. Alright, cool. Right, one more jump. Alright, so I love this this rig here because we got this thing that's partially supported, but it's also supported by these wooden blocks here. And so if you get too rough with it, you can really mess with things. But I just like to grab, I really like everything to break, so I like to grab this and just die. Oh, didn't actually break everything, unfortunately. And again, I can just climb on all these things, even though these are individual physics objects. Like, it all stays remarkably stable. Oh, man, that is... Speaking of remarkably stable. Woo! Oh, shoot. Alright, see? It's not just, like, locked into position or anything. This is legit. Alright, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna try that maneuver. There we go. Alright, Monogon Industries. Stress level 0. So this is stress level 0 here. Inside of Monogon Industries. So this is like their online meeting place when they're making games, I guess, in the virtual world. And you can see that they have the state-of-the-art technology of, you know, 1996, 1997, and everything still, other than the cool-ass headsets. Here we go. I've got the polygon in my face. I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but if you're not, here's me moving around the scene. I'm just gonna probably hit a wall here in a second in the real world. There we go. I mean, like in the virtual world. But I could also hit a wall in the real world if I kept going. What else do we got? So, there's some coffee cups here. And, oh, it's actually turned back. That's nice. There was a time when you couldn't see it, but that's actually a Black Mesa coffee cup back there. I just love that little detail. So, speaking of Half-Life homage, it's just a little in-joke, a little multi-universe in-joke. So... whoop. It's like that Apple commercial. I'm gonna do the spin. Whoop. Yeah, feels good. Feels good to spin in VR. Alright, what do we got? Hello, it's a banana. It's a banana. It's a watermelon. Oh no, you don't kill my friends! You leave my friends alone! Hate you. You leave me alone, okay? I saved your guys' lives. Just chill. Chill. Alright, so... oh yeah, I should probably go the real way through this, shouldn't I? Not just break through things. Hey guys, I know you were just playing some Swords and Spiders, or Spiders and Serpents, or whatever it was called. I'm just gonna scoot on by. Good to see you both. Alright, so there is no getting stronger in the game. They showed this little symbol as like, yeah, this will make you stronger. But what actually makes you stronger is the fact that you know that you're strong. Like, this is what makes you strong in this game, is just having practice moving things around. You get stronger. So we've got a couple options here. We've got the wall climbing option, which is super fun, and we also have the bridge building option, which is also super fun. So I'm gonna go with the bridge building, and then we can fall back to the climbing always. So just gonna use my legs as balance here and just kind of drop it forward. There we go, that was good enough. Grab one of these. And again, really good physics in this game, and they build puzzles around them to try and like both show it off and also not break things too much. But like, they got this thing in the way, so like you kind of have to get it over your head and push it through here. Ah, okay. And I'm just gonna jump on here. We're just gonna put this on the end here. Oh, stay. Across. Beautiful. Good enough. Maybe good enough. Not good enough! Alright. Oh, did I lose both of them? I lost both of them. That makes things even harder. Alright, we'll get one more try. Let's see what happens when this gets to the top. Yep, that's what I thought. Ah, this game is so great. Let's see if I can do it one more time across with just 2. Again, you have more oh, that's a bad lie there. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that and it's gonna be over, so it's not gonna work. Alright, it's climbing time. Forgive all of the shakiness. If the shakiness is bothersome to you, probably just close your eyes for a second while I get through here. So I haven't used slow motion often, but I'm going to use it here. That was probably slower than I needed to go. Again, you have unlimited use of slow-mo. It's designed so that you can... So that none of the jumps or things that you have to do in the game require absolute control of your character. You can win a lot of battles just by slow-mowing through them, and you can also make a lot of jumps just by slow-mowing through them. And that's wonderful. This is an accessibility option, and it also is fun. Just in case. Alright, so I love this. So when I push this, this automatically moves this rig, which slides over and then lets this fall down. And this shows you, oh, hey, that fell down, so I can push these down too. And this is just another switchback, so this gives you more access if you happen to fall, which, you know, might be a possibility. They might have us fall here. And in fact, we're going to run into a little problem when we're going across this thing anyway, maybe. Kind of want it to run into a problem because it's also a possibility. So it says look down there, and you're like, okay, cool, I'll look down. So I'm going to get on this thing, and I'm like, oh, shoot, it's moving. Oh, no. Now, I might still be able to make it. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it even got stuck. That's nice. Why did it get stuck? Huh. Well, this is another way you can just get through. You can just brute force it through. There's also a little path up there that's to one of the hidden collectibles, and it's just kind of, you know, it's a hell of a climbing path that you have to do. But, and it's not super obvious, except when someone's pointing it out, but it's cool that that kind of thing is there. Anyway, I'm going to come down here to show you what actually is going on here. These things are connected to these rods, and I guess it's just stuck. I don't know how I got it stuck, but I got it stuck. That's kind of a disappointment. So normally, it stays free moving the whole time. And when it's free moving, these are attached to it. So like one of the ways you can block it is you can literally like use a trash can and just stick it, when they're both in the middle, you can just stick it on there and then it won't move. And I just think that's really cool that that works. But right now it's not working, so probably because they just had to like climb up there and touch it or something. I don't know. I think they just acted up for some reason. Can't get physics right 100% of the time, right? Now the question is, can I still make it? Yeah, of course I can. I can climb up this. All right, that's what I did before. All right. Come on, keep it up. There we go. All right, and here we go. So we're nearing the end of the level. This has been a long video. I am going to keep this level on one video. I think all the levels can fit in one video at this point. Might have to break up tower, we'll see. So we've got this nice little hand icon so that we can know to do this, but you know, why use your hand when your head will work just as well? Woo! Alright, hello guys. Got some more notepads with more storyline stuff on them. I'm just going to leave them there, but little clues and little weirdnesses. Again, mostly telling the story through the environment, not through talking heads, not through and the story's also being told through your actions in a way too. You're very much the main character of the story, and it feels like it's you, not someone else. So, we're at the end of the level here, basically. They have this Transit Station 5, and I had mentioned that we were going to go over, I didn't trigger that guy, I'm happy about that. Like, they have this, like, exit gate thing, and, it's hard to tell on this one, but it's actually kind of a portal rendering thing. Like, if you look on the sides of it, it actually doesn't render that, that back wall texture. But it also says reclamation bin this way. And that's because the reclamation bin is this way. Like, you have to actually come down here if you want to actually get anything reclaimed and added to your collection. So I'm just going to go in here and throw this in, might as well. And I just want to point out these cargo containers, because these cargo containers have a very special place in my heart, because I have found these cargo containers in another world, and I will go over that in another video, but I just want to have this video here showing these wonderful cargo containers. Actually, I'm going to look at this one because this is probably the most complete one that you can look at. I don't know, it's just it has a huge significance to me because it's kind of what clued me in that I can make a game like this. I'm not saying I'm going to be successful in making a game like this, but I feel that I can make a game now, a complete one, something this interesting like this, because all the tools are there and all the worlds are there to explore already to make a game. This is from an asset, and it's a free asset. And the thing is, when I ran into this asset, I ran into it in VR because I was testing my VR rigs. And so it was so surreal seeing something that was from this game so directly in a project of my own. And it was just like, oh wow, this is like the world that this information's from. And it gave me just goosebumps. I don't know, it's hard, I guess it's you had to be there, but I will make a better video that tries to explain that. I guess this is in the end of the level. Now there's like, you know, this is a sketchy jump here, but you know, you have to do it in the name of ammo for over there. They hide stuff all over the place, and again they have like, you know, cute little like DOS commands, sysmem, admin privileges, you know, routing on the little, like, I guess they might have cars here. I don't know. You could pretend that maybe there's vehicles, but there's not any. So maybe I shouldn't put things that aren't there. But it has kind of a look like it might have been vehicles at one point, just because of how it's done. So I guess that's the end of the episode. I'm probably going to be in channel sharing this with you guys. So if you have questions, you can ask me in real time as opposed to asking past me, which can only answer the questions that I thought ahead of time to answer, which I haven't thought of any. So you guys have a wonderful night, and yeah, it's been really fun exploring this game and talking about it, and I hope that it hasn't been too boring for people. The next levels have more action, and I'll show some gunplay and stuff too. I'm not going to be too shy about the violent stuff, I swear. I am going to be a bit shy about it though, just because, you know, I have respect for these beings as beings for some reason. Anyway, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you another time.